What it is, digital DJ fam? It's your boy Jack of Clubs, aka Big Fat Bruno, aka that fat ass Jack of Clubs. And I came upon an issue that a whole lot of people were getting, and a whole lot of people were not getting the answer for, neither from Native Instruments or Serato or whoever they use. And that is using an external sound card, DJ sound card like an Audio 2, Audio 4, Audio 8, Audio 10, Audio 6, whatever, with an external mixer, however, not being able to record it internally. What I mean by that is that let's say you're using a Traktor, like I'm using right now, and you're using an external sound card. In this case, I'm using an Audio 2. Great sound card. However, there's no input, so you can't record it. That seems to be an issue for a lot of people. Even with using the higher end ones like the Audio 8 or Audio 10, you can connect all four channels, which is great, but you can't record internally. So you have to use, let's say, another computer to record it, or using USB, or using audio in from another computer, and it doesn't sound that great. Or you're using like a digital recording device, still doesn't sound that great. Or let's say you don't have one, that's a problem too. So what you're going to need is you're going to need two things to go with your sound card. You're going to need ASIO for all. So what you're going to need is you're going to need to go download ASIO for all. Not necessarily the most stable, but as of late, they've really, really improved it. And I haven't had any problems with it since. And this is me doing this for a couple weeks. So you're going to need to download ASIO for all. Make sure it's the latest version. Also, you're going to make sure that you have a mixer that has a USB sound card. In this case, I'm using a DJN 900. This is how I roll. Psych, I am not a fucking millionaire. I'm using this motherfucker. But it does have a USB input. What that means is that it does have a built-in sound card to capture audio, which is a good thing. And this one actually has a pretty good one. It's not very feature-rich, but fuck it, I am broke, as I'm sure a lot of you are, so fucking sue me. I'm not using this big boy right here. Sorry about that. All right, so you're going to make sure that you have that. Make sure that it's connected into the USB. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your preferences in Traktor, and you're going to go to your audio setup. You're going to make sure that ASIO for all is selected. In this case, I'm using a Traktor Audio 2. So as you can see, if you have it properly installed and you have everything, all the drivers for your sound card on your mixer properly installed, you're going to see sort of a tree here. Make sure you select it out of simple view and go to advanced view, and you can see all this. Make sure that your your Audio 2 device, or Audio 8 or Audio 10, all your channels are on. In this case, I only have two. If you're using an Audio 6, you might have three. Audio 8, Audio 10, you could have four, which is great. Also, make sure that the USB audio codec on your mixer is here as well. It might look different depending on what mixer you're using. If you're using a Pioneer, it's going to say something else. If you're using another brand, it might say something else. Just recognize what it is and make sure that it's turned on. Very important. Also, I have mine set to 250, the buffer size for everything to 256, simply because my computer can handle it. If you're using a computer that doesn't have a lot of processing power, you know, you might want to set it to 512 or 1024. It really doesn't. It really just matters to what your computer can handle. Me, I have a pretty beast computer, so I took it to 256. Make sure it's closed. Now, it's not going to change automatically. You actually have to go back again into settings and make sure it's all set up correctly, and then close it again. So make sure you do it once, and then you do it twice. Then what you're going to do is make sure your output routing is set to external. Make sure you have output A or output B, C, or D. You know, how many, whatever you have your channels selected as far as how many channels you're going to have. Okay, 2 decks. I got here 3 decks. You're going to make sure C is here, D is here, you know, however you have it. Very important here, though. This is very important. Output FX. Now, if you use output effects, if you have a a third-party effects thing, which I don't know anyone who does. Maybe Ian Golden. I don't know. You're gonna make sure that that audio codec is set to here, to these two. So you're gonna have USB audio codec 1 for your left side. You're gonna have USB audio codec 2 for your right side. This is very important. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to input routing, make sure that you have these selected as well. 1, 2. The reason why that's important is because if you have it set to any of these decks here, well, what's going to happen is that you're going to sacrifice a deck. You're not going to be able to use all the ones you want to do. Okay, so make sure that's correct. Then what you're going to want to do is go to your mix recorder, make sure it's set to the correct input. In this case, it's the input effects because that's how we have it set. Okay, so we're going to make sure that's all right. Make sure you have your directory path and all that. You know this stuff here. I have mine set to 2048 megabytes because I don't want to cut up. And let's close it and let's see if it works. Which it does. As you can see, I don't know if you can hear it, but you can see that the recorder does hear it and does see it. Now, in my sound card, it was kind of high, so I actually had to turn the gain down a bit. I don't know how it's going to be for yours. It might not do that. It might be actually too quiet. You might have to turn it up. I don't know. But anyway, that's how I did it. So just remember, you have to have a mixer with a sound card in it for capturing. And you're going to have to use, really any DJ sound card will work, I would imagine. I mean, it doesn't have to be Native Instruments. It could be one of those generic 4-channel devices, 2-channel devices that you can use. I would imagine it works. I mean, this was a solution that I had when I was trying to mix 4 decks on a Pioneer DJM mixer, and I didn't want to sacrifice a channel. And I was like, well, if it works for that, it must work for everything, and it does. So there you have it. Hopefully this helps you out. And this has been your boy, Jack of Clubs, JACKOFCLUBZ. Hit me up on Facebook. And that's it. Any questions, let me know. I'll have links and such in the description of the video. And that's it. Peace out.